all. People were booing me and throwing tomatoes and turning their backs on me. We were doing Black Chicago for Trump during the 2020 campaign. So we were slapping Black for Trump bumper stickers on Biden signs all around the city.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. So today I wanted to show you all a young woman who has been red-pilled. That's right. She was red-pilled, and she used to be an intern for Obama. That's right. And she got red-pilled. Let's hear what she has to say. It's an interview on Fox News that I'm going to share with you. But before we get started, I want you all to remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I kindly ask that you watch the video all the way to the very end. It really helps my channel grow. And I want you all to follow me on Rumble, Chat with me, Linda B, all one word. And you can email me, chatwithmelindaB@gmail.com. And now, without further ado, let's get into it.
Black residents in Chicago outraged at Mayor Brandon Johnson over his proposal for an additional $70 million for the migrants. P. Ray Easley is one of those Chicago residents, and she joins me now. P. Ray, a petition to recall the mayor is now gaining some steam. I take it this is all about the migrants, right?
Correct. The mayor has decided that he wants to put the taxpayers and the voters on the back burners to give our money and resources to people who have not paid a dime into our tax base. And for that reason, he has to go.
You once interned for Barack Obama before his presidency.
Yes.
Now
Correct.
you're a pro-Trump conservative. Well, what changed?
I moved out of the country in 2016 to go into a self-imposed political exile to protest him because I could not get full-time work with Obamacare. The employer mandate stating that people had to give, or employers had to give, health insurance if they had employers who worked more than 30 hours prevented me from getting a full-time schedule. And so I said, forget this. I grabbed my 4-year-old and we moved to sunny Senegal until he was out of office.
You were in Senegal for a couple of years.
Yeah, I was there in 2010, and then I moved back in 2016 so that I could get around that entire process.
And when you came back and you saw Trump in operation, you liked what you saw?
I loved it. I actually had an opportunity to go to the White House with the Young Black Leadership Summit. And my goal for going there was actually to have a conversation with Dr. Ben Carson about federal housing mismanagement in the city of Chicago. And that turned into an invitation to the White House. And I literally got red-pilled by the President of the United States and brought that message right back to my people in my city.
And before we get into that, she went far with her disdain for what was going on under Barack Obama. She went to another country for 6 years. Sounds like from 2010 to 2016. What do you all think about that? And I've heard people say that they were moving out of the country when Trump becomes president. When he became president back in 2016, they're still here. How come they didn't leave? They wanted to go, they could have gone. Like all those movie stars, I'm going to leave the country if Trump becomes president. Well, you could have left. We're not in love with you like that. You could have left. But this is what is so startling to me. And I've gotten a lot of emails. Thank you all so much for emailing me as asking why do Black Americans continue to vote Democrat when it does not benefit us at all? This whole migrant crisis, those people in Chicago who are making the most noise are Black people. But guess who they voted for? Yeah, you got to look at how you vote. Don't get another Democrat. It's not the person so much as it is the party. It's the party. You're going to get the same thing. They thought, Lori Lightfoot was not a good mayor. They thought, okay, we'll get Brandon Johnson. What people are not seeing is what I need my fellow Americans to see is it's the Democrat Party. It's the Democratic Party that's the problem. They always put Americans last when it comes to public school education, when it comes to housing and helping the illegal immigrants over those who paid into the system, who were born and raised here. We get pushed to the back of the line. And the illegal immigration problem is disproportionately affecting Black Americans more than anybody else. And it's really affecting all Americans to an extent. But when I look at those town hall meetings, all I see is Black people. and some Latino people. I even see some people who are immigrants who came through the right way, and they came through a long process, and they don't want the illegals here. Because think about it, if you are already the kind of person that tries to jump the fence or get through illegally, and your mind doesn't tell you, let me do this the right way, you're already a certain type of person. 9 times out of 10. Yes, you got some people who I guess are so desperate to get out of the situation. But those other people were in a desperate situation and they still chose to come through the right way. We got problems coming across that border, and everybody want to pretend that people who have something to say, that if they're a white person that says something against the border, they somehow are racist. Y'all need to stop doing that to people. Just because they have something to say about somebody who is another ethnicity, that automatically qualifies them as a racist. That is not true. Y'all need to stop. That is ridiculous.
How do your family and friends feel about this? Not many black folks are gung-ho Trump supporters.
Well, now they are. Initially, when I started doing this in 2019, no, they were not happy at all. People were booing me and throwing tomatoes and turning their backs on me. We were doing Black Chicago for Trump during the 2020 campaign. So we were slapping Black for Trump bumper stickers on Biden signs all around the city. However, now that people can see how our relationship with Jim Crow Joe has kind of settled, they're starting to say, oh my God, P. Ray, you were trying to save us. We're so sorry. We should have listened to you. We're ready to go as well, because I affectionately call the President Trump, my Donnie. So they're like, P. Ray, we want him to be our Donnie too, and it's more than enough to share.
Oh, real fast here. In 2020, Trump got roughly 8% of the black vote. What proportion of the black vote do you think he'll get this year?
60, 65, 70. We are done with the last living Dixiecrat named Joseph Robinette Biden. We are moving on. They have been very disrespectful to us, and we deserve better as American citizens.
I predict that within 2 years, you'll be running for office. Am I right?
Thank you, sir.
I knew it. P. Ray, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It was real good stuff. We appreciate it. You come and see us again. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that was so nice. I love that. How did you guys feel about that interview? I love that. Her Donnie. Wow, that is a very affectionate term, P. Ray. And for her to say 60, 70%, I thought mine was high. I was like, I want us to 50%. I said 50%. Okay, black people, 50% vote Donald Trump. Our ancestors were Republican way, way before, the Democrats figured out a way to hook us in with this so-called helping us through welfare. You remember that black people, we were Republicans because they're the party of Abraham Lincoln. They abolished slavery. They were the ones that got us those amendments that protected our rights. They were the ones that, abolished slavery, like I said. So why would we vote Democrat when they're the party of slavery? I know people think the party switched. Well, newsflash, I did a video on that. The parties did not switch. And then some people got a lot of pride. They don't want to admit that they were wrong. And they believe the mainstream media too. A lot of people believe what the news says. If it's ABC, CBS, NBC, MSDNC, CNN, the Democrats own the media outlets, whether it's print, whether it's TV, radio, they own it. So they can control the narrative. You got to remember that their tentacles run deep into the fabrics of our society. The Democratic Party does. They were founded first, and the Republican Party was founded in response to the Democrat Party because the Republicans were against slavery, always have been, and they are today. The only issue I'm having with the Republicans is that some of you all are rhinos, Republicans in name only, and then you vote with the Democrats. So the Democrats have even figured out a way again to infiltrate the Republican Party. So we got to look at these people who are calling themselves Republicans and look at their track record. And then some of them are saying, we're switching to the Republican Party. I don't know if I trust that. Some of them I do trust, but some of them I don't. You got to look at how they vote. And they got to be someone who is vocal against, the Democratic Party and what they stand for, like Tulsi Gabbard. She's an independent, though. She did not go to the Republican side, and not unless she just did it within the last couple of hours. She's an independent, and she was a Democrat presidential candidate back in 2020. And she said that the Democrats are always pushing division, their agendas, and she just had to leave. That party is not what's best for the country. But You got some movie stars, some people out in the who are celebrities, who don't like Donald Trump, who people are in love with, even though these people don't even know you from a can of paint. And you just follow those people. Those people are paid puppets. I told you what Malcolm X said, paid puppets. You got your Sharptons, you got your Martins, Roland Martins, you got people that are paid puppets. You got them and they just say what they need to say to keep that check coming. They're the sellout, and they call the conservative. We out here taking heat for being a conservative. How in the world are we a sellout? We taking heat. You know, most of my supporters, most of you all in the comment section, 90% of you are beautiful, you know, help encouraging me. But about 8 to 10% of y'all can get real ugly. So, you know, God bless you too. God bless everybody. I'm gonna still say what I gotta say. But that's a wonderful thing that she was red pilled, because her eyes became opened. You know, she couldn't even get full-time employment. That's the thing. The Democrats have a way of making things sound good, but they're not good. Like, it's called the Affordable Care Act. But everybody that I personally know who tried to get it said it's anything but affordable. A filmmaker friend of mine, she was like, her premiums were like $800 a month. That was just too much. She couldn't afford it. And then you hear people that could not get full-time work because employers who had a certain amount of full-time employees had to provide those full-time employees with Affordable Care Act insurance, Obamacare. So they cut back on the hours so that they wouldn't have to pay those premiums, which you can't hardly blame them in a way because the premiums are high. And then people were without full-time work. Look into things. Don't be tricked by these smooth talking politicians. That's whether they Democrat or Republican. You got to make sure they are a MAGA Republican. Make America Great Again Republican, the kind that is for the people. And for, most importantly, they represent biblical values, and they take a lot of heat. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I used to not be able to stand that woman because I believe the media. She is one of the best. She is, I'm telling you, that's a real one. Follow Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is for the people. She is for what's right. And she takes the heat too. I'm going to do a video on her. I really like her. You keep on going, Marjorie girl. I'm right beside you. You in my state of Georgia. About time we get some real ones. But anyway, that's it for today's video. You all tell me what you think. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to follow me on Rumble. Chat with me, Linda B, all one word. Well, be blessed. And as I always say, march on, warriors.